Mr. Hice.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and appreciate you being here, Director. I think, you know, we owe it to the 11 individuals who lost their lives to be here and discuss and examine safety improvements, and I appreciate you being here. It's fair to say that it's absolutely not possible to eliminate all risk from the industry. Is that correct?
That is correct.
All right, so that being the case, what you are all about and what the industry is trying to do as a whole is to develop regulations, protocol, standards that as much as possible eliminates as much risk as possible.
Correct.
Okay. So I know so many questions, we've gone down this, but based on that, do you personally believe that the stakeholders as well as the industry as a whole is taking that charge seriously to as much as possible eliminate as much risk as possible from every perspective possible?
I would say it's a mixed bag. I've met with some companies that are the leading lights in this, that have really put a lot of emphasis on it and are doing a wonderful job in managing risk. I've encountered some others where I question their commitment to safety. And mention was made earlier about some of the accidents that have occurred, and we have seen air accidents that have occurred and fatalities that have occurred since Deepwater Horizon, where it was a complete absence of a safety culture. So we're working to remedy that. That's one of the reasons why we're approaching a risk-based approach to inspection, so that we can look at individual company performance and tailor our resources and energies to address the greatest risks.
So with those companies that are not taking safety seriously, what percentage would you say, just off the top of your head, are those type of companies?
I would say there's maybe 10% of the ones that I've interacted with that are worrying me. That I felt that they did not have the proper safety culture. They did not communicate safety messages to their workforce. They do not interact meaningfully with their contractors. And many of much of the work that's done offshore is done by contractors and subcontractors. So when you have these disconnects, you set yourself up for accident.
So what's being done to those companies, other than just communication? Is there anything to help pressure them to come in line?
Yes, we do meet with companies and review their performance. If performance has been substandard, we visit them more frequently. And we are working to develop a much more refined, sophisticated risk management model, working with one of the national laboratories, so we can make this whole process much more.
So all that's taking place is meetings? There's nothing?
No, that's not what I'm saying. We visit more frequently. We have greater oversight where we have areas of concern. So we visit more frequently. Inspectors going out to the field.
And what if they don't comply?
If they don't comply, we have a range of enforcement options. The most serious cases, we could order them to shut in.
Okay.
And we do that.
All right. Thank you for that. According to the current 5-year plan by the Department of Interior, all this includes some potential Atlantic lease sale type things, which is very important to my district as a whole. How have the regulatory changes, including the proposed blowout preventers, has that in any way impacted or changed the potential offshore lease in the Atlantic?
They would apply to any leaseholding activity that eventually takes place, but it doesn't directly affect the lease sale itself.
So that can still go forward?
Right.
Okay.
The two are separate.
All right. So just as an overall summary, I guess, for my sake, what are some of the lessons, both from the stakeholders, industry as a whole, that have been learned to ensure that safety, that the new areas utilizing the latest technology and so forth for safety is in place?
Well, obviously, we have the new rules that will go out. They don't take effect right away. However, the industry itself has set standards in place, and, for example, for blowout preventers. And many of the companies that are building new rigs are applying those standards in their design specifications for new blowout preventers and new rigs. So we're already seeing some of that taking effect. As far as safety management systems, that is, again, an area of continued emphasis by us and by the leading companies in the industry.